Hi, and welcome to Breakfast with Max. I'm Max, your host, and this is your first meal of today or your first meal during or after awakening. Anyway, that's the path that we have, all of us, awakening or remembering or whatever you want to call it. We are going back. Oh, we're going nowhere. We already are, but we are going to remember what we really are and remember our true self. Okay, so today I have three special guests with me. Um, Let me see. Okay, I have three special guests with me, and I'm going to start with them. And let me introduce to you to my special guests. This is the first special guest, the second special guest, and finally the third special guest. This is the this is a little bit bigger. Uh, okay, so our special guests are here to share with us some sound from my wonderful crystal balls. And I have four other that are waiting just behind, but I don't have at the moment enough space here to have the seven of them in front of me. Another time. So, without any delay, let's have the crystal balls express themselves. So, it's going to be intense because although I'm doing this remotely, this is sound. So, I don't know if you know, but the sound, it has amazing properties. We at this moment, we have no idea all the properties that the sound has, but in fact, it is possible to to make, how do you say in English? Solidify, to make the sound solid, like ice, like something like that. Not exactly like that, but in the idea. And in let's say in other lives, in other incarnations, in other times, obviously it was not other times, in other moments, in another civilization that we were part of as our whole self incarnated there, um, we were able to use sound in a way, amazing ways that we are not able to do in this moment. But who knows, we may remember at some point it may become relevant for all of us, or for some of us to be able to use sound to that extent. So the crystal balls produce sound, and this sound is a sound that has properties. So without going in any more explanations, I'm going to start the concept. I'm going to start playing the crystal balls. So for each one, the experience is different. So let just the sound be your friend and let it do whatever it does. Okay? So I'm sorry I cannot, I don't know if I can. How can I do that? Well, we'll see. Alright, let's go. What you can do is, do you feel it? The energy has completely changed. It's completely different. It's already working. So what you can do to accompany the crystal pulse, the sound, is take a breath from your nose and inhale as much as you can, slowly, full, all inside, and use that part of your lungs that you generally don't use. Go deep in your lungs. And then you exhale slowly and accompany the sound. Okay? Let's go. I don't know you, but I'm feeling my fifth dimensional me, wolf elf. We're not alone. There is someone here to make its presence known. So I feel my vibration becoming higher. I feel myself going in a higher vibration. So now I'm going to do something else. Okay, let me just do this so that, okay, like that. Okay, ready? Let's go. Now, well, I hope you're well, with being not here, the sound should be already a little bit less strong for your ears. But I hope you have understood that it's better to be careful about the volume. It should be right, and it's good to have it the stronger possible, because that's where you feel the vibration the best. Now, let me see. Okay. Sorry. Yes. A little bit more. So what is possible to do also is to use water, is to let the sound go deeper. You know, you can just be quietly on your bed or lying somewhere and then letting the sound vibrate in you. Let the sound go into you. And what I've found very interesting to do is also, if you move, if you are just there and move, you'll, especially live, when you are in the room. Well, I think that's possible also when you are not in the room. If you move, dependent on how you position your head, your ears, and your body, the sound changes. You can feel the vibration change, the intensity, and the sound. Completely different. So, and also what is, let me see, maybe I can do it here. So the ball is here, just beneath my hand. When you play, what is interesting is you can put your hand inside, like that, and you can feel the sound, the vibration, very strongly, and it penetrates you in a very interesting way. Or you can have just the hand like this above, and it's kind of the same thing, but the more intense experience is if you put your hand inside, like that, just above. Let me see if I can show you. You see, you take and you put your hand like this, or well, it's a little bit like this, and you let the sound go inside. And when you that is interesting when you have something in your on your skin, or you know, something on your hands that you may need attend to have a validation of healing, that's a good way to do it. The vibration of the bowl helps you in the healing process, but not just the end, because you can feel it go up in your body, your arms, and you can feel it even at hand, your heart. So it's a very interesting, it's a very powerful, amazing tool to use, and to allow yourself to be acquainted with and to use. So then what you can do, so keep this going. You hear it? Whoa, this is strong. Oh, thank you for this gift. Thank you. All right. Take a breath, all of you. So let's thank the guides that allow this to happen. The energies and the guides for this amazing gift to accompany us and to allow us to have this experience, this amazing experience. Thank you. And so, well, I hope very soon to have a better, let's say a bigger installation where I can have the 7 of them and be able to play them, all 7 of them. I've been focusing here with heart, the third eye, the heart, and the solar plexus. So yeah, because I think that's good to go with intuition with the ability to see, and in this moment, in the moment that we are right now, what we are experiencing right now, that's good to be able to use your third eye to see what you haven't been able to see previously. Since the last months, because it's now a little bit more than 1 month that we had the last solstice, and since then, oh, things are accelerated, but we also are able to access to energies and to to things that we are not able to really this easily to access before. So we have become more easily accessing those levels of vibration, and so that makes us more likely to use these tools that we have and that we have forgotten we have, but they're there and it's time to remember. And once you remember, you don't need to remember again. You can, it's there, you know that it's there. And obviously, yeah, the heart, it's very always the center, always where you access you access amazing things. So yeah, um, thank you to my guest, just staying here with us. I'm not moving them. Guys, it's so wonderful, and I think I'm going to, yes, to insist to one thing. I think that I was talking about this the last week, but I'm going to insist because um, I've understood that it's probably the most important, one of the most important uh, things that the guides are telling us and insisting on that, and all everyone has the same the same message deliver that they deliver. They use different words, they give us the tools in a different way, but the message is the same, and it is that we need to access, to find our what gives us joy, what we love, what we want to do, and that when we act, when we are in the moment doing something, it has to be our passion. The more we are in our passion, acting in that state, the better for us. In the is how we feel, how we are. Because when you are doing what you love, what you're passionate, where your joy is, well, it's the best thing that can happen to you. And what is really very important, because this is what we forget all the time, is that we don't have to have any expectation as of the outcome. You simply act in what you love, in your passion, in and that's all. Don't try to figure out. Don't try to tell yourself, "Well, if I do this, the outcome be this," or "I love, I love. I don't know. I love playing tennis. That's my passion. I go playing tennis every time I can because, oh, I just love it." And then your ego mind, your mental mind start to say, "Oh, if you keep playing like that, if you are good enough, play enough, oh, maybe you can go pro, maybe you can make money with this." You can start having, you can look for a trainer, you can take more time to train, and then you can. This is the mind, the ego, trying to take your passion and project your passion into a outcome, becoming a pro. No, that's not the way to go. The way to go is My passion is playing tennis. So go and play tennis. Enjoy it. And that's all. That's all you need to do. There is nothing more, nothing else that you need to do. Will there be an outcome? Yeah. Mostly certainly. But if you go playing tennis with the idea of a outcome, what you are doing is that you are limiting your possibilities of having other outcome. And those other outcome may be much more interesting for you, with much more joy and passion for you than the outcome that you projected. But because in that moment that you projected the outcome, you thought, oh, the best that can happen to me is to become a pro tennis player. Maybe not. Because if you become a pro tennis player, it's interesting if you can be in the first 100 in the world, and maybe even better if you are in the first 50. But if you cannot reach that, it's very much more harder. But if your passion is there and that you are just happy playing tennis, no matter what, can be a good outcome for you. But then maybe your passion for tennis could have allowed you not to become a pro tennis player. It may have allowed you to become a trainer, a tennis trainer of pro tennis players. And instead to become the 1,500th player in the world that is just not doing anything because that doesn't pay anything, you may have had the opportunity to become the trainer of a top 100, a top 50 in the world as trainer. Is that less interesting for one that loves tennis to be a trainer of someone that is able to be in the 50, 40 in the world? Well, I think it's a great place to be. Yeah, it is. It really is. But if you have already an outcome in your head that limits your opportunities, well, you will not have the opportunity to become a trainer and maybe a successful trainer of a player or male, female, whatever, that is able to build a career in the tennis. You may not be able to build a career in tennis as successful as someone else. So you see, you're still acting out of passion, but the outcome is different. One side, you limit yourself and you limit the outcome because you are not able to go in a, let's say, interesting place as in the rankings. And the other outcome is you still are in tennis, but you are a trainer of a top player. And believe me, a trainer of a top player plays tennis a lot. And not just play tennis, they have to think tactics. They have to think a lot of things related to tennis. And you travel because tournaments are all around the world. And and guess what? You're paid for it. When you are 1,500 in the world, you don't travel. You cannot pay the travel. You even don't have probably um, a trainer too expensive. Unless you are 16-year-old and with a probability of becoming a good player in 2-3 years. That's really little. Generally at 16 they are already very well good and in a very better place. But you see, this is the point. Don't, if you see the decision, you see the moment, the defining moment for the outcome is when you decide to act in your pleasure, in your in what gives you joy, and you let the and you don't project the outcome, you forget the outcome. There is no outcome. You just play tennis. You just do what gives you pleasure, what you love, what is good for you, what you just are so passionate, your passion. You act on that, and that's all. At that point, everything is possible. Every decision will just be easier because every decision will come by itself. That's how creation works. You let it happen. When have you ceased to be? To have, to be, to live, to create? Never. You are creating all the time, and creation doesn't need you. Doesn't need you. Creation happens by itself. So you let creation do its work, which is your work, because that's your whole self that is working on it, if you want to say that, but it's not a work, it's your whole self. You are creating it from the inside. So when you allow your energy, your whole self, to act fully in your passion without any expectation as of an outcome, your energies are able to work and create, and you create at that moment the best outcome for you. But you never, ever, ever project, think, try to figure out any outcome. Because as I try to show you, there may be you may have a fantastic outcome waiting for you if you allow that outcome to be created, to create itself from your inside. From the moment that you try to have that outcome that you think to be the best for you, you miss completely the point. And you will look at an outcome that for you may be looking great, but it's not that great for you. It may be great for someone else, not for you. But you couldn't see the other outcome that is the best for you. But by focusing your energies on another outcome, you take away the energies to any other outcome and focus them to the other outcome that is not the best for you, but you cannot know it's not the best for you, because what do you know? You know nothing. Your mind, your head, your thinking mind know nothing of the best outcome. Nothing. And when you try, it doesn't go the way you want it. Ever. Because you tried. So passion is really, really the best thing to do. Act in your passion, but forget the outcome. It's not important. It's like, and I mean, I've been there. I know what I'm talking about because I've been there. I've been trying many times to create an outcome that I thought should be what I had to do. And it never comes out the way I want it to come out because, well, I focused all of my energy in that outcome. But I may have missed so many other outcomes that were at my highest pleasure, passion, just because I focus in one outcome. It's nothing wrong. Remember, it's not wrong. And what you have to ask yourself is, what did I learn from this experience? Because you may come out from a experience where you think, I failed. No, you didn't fail. You didn't. You cannot fail. Ever. You learn a lesson. That's precious. And do you know which lesson did you learn? You learn yourself. You learn to know yourself. What best outcome can you have? And that one is for free. You always have that. What did I learn from this experience? What did I learn from this moment? Wow. And it's really important. Where in 2020 is going to be a very intense year. Obviously, it's not a year, time doesn't exist, okay, but we still experience it that way, so let's say 2020. Well, yeah, it's going to be intense, and you haven't seen it yet. We have some very important things coming up this year, and it is important to act on our passion, our love, our joy. By doing that, we are going to have good vibes and to communicate to our global consciousness, our all. Something great. Love, passion. Because it's always there. We're never alone. We are always one. We are all together in the one consciousness. And so we are always connected. We are always together in our here and now. And I've learned one thing that really I'm keeping with me every moment. The guides told me, showed me that everything is alright. It's going to be alright. It's alright, it's always alright. We are going to, let's say, succeed. It's not a success, but in the idea, yes, we're going there. We are making it. We are doing it. And nothing can stop us. Yes, I know. There are so many things that are preoccupying us and that are scaring. Yes. Doesn't matter. Don't be scared. Be confident. Be confident. Because that's when I've also learned that we are not all living in the same earth. We may see each other, not same earth. I don't live on the same earth as those that are predicting the apocalypse. There is no apocalypse. I'm sorry. You can talk about it 1 billion, trillion, billion of trillions of times. You're not going to destroy Earth. You are simply not my Earth. And so we're not on the same Earth. Simply and clearly. Because I believe in the good of my creation. I believe in my creation, and I believe that this is forever. We are limitless, and we really truly are. When you do what I'm doing and what my guides are doing, you cannot come to any other conclusion than we are limitless and we are able. And I mean, even this is in the Bible. Jesus said, what I do, you can do too, and even more. And he knew what he was talking about. They're always there. Oh, Jesus said, Jesus. Everything negatives to prove that, to prove their point. Always forgetting that is absolutely not the Bible. But this is something that Jesus said because, well, that's simply true. And we are able to do those things and more. And why shouldn't we? So my belief, my core belief, and I always believed that no matter what, everything's gonna be alright. Everything he's going to find a solution. And I'm speaking time. Obviously it's not in time, but it's already happening. And that's why I'm able to say, yes, I believe it. Because I know it's already happening. Everything is happening right here and now. It's here and now in the universe. And the proof that we are making it, that we are able to do it, is that we are here and now. We exist here and now. Simple. As simple as that. I don't need any other proof. I never needed any proofs of this. Because I've always known. And I always believed in me. But I also believe in the human race and in the fact, and not just the human race, I believe in the universe. I believe in all the races, all the beings that are in the universe. Because we are all and each one of us made of love. So you can believe all the craps that you want. All those awful things that you hear from someone else, because it's never there where you are. It's always someone else that comes to give you the bad news, especially the media. But it's never there with you. It's always something that is away, and you are afraid. And and another reason why I know I'm not on the same earth as some people, even people that say that they want to save the world, is that they want to save the world, but they want to create a dictatorship in order to save the world and get rid of everything that could destroy the world. Here is the problem with that. It's a dictatorship because you cannot do that without a dictatorship. You have to impose to everyone to do exactly what you want them to do, or you cannot do what your goal is. It's impossible. You can't. So you have to take free will away from everyone. No freedom of movement, no freedom of anything. And you have to kill them. Because the only way you save the world the way they want to save it is by killing people and making and reducing the population. Absolutely no. Simply no. Who are you to decide whether someone can be incarnated or not? No, you can't. It's not up to you, it's up to them. You can express your concern, you can express to someone else what you think, what you feel, whatever. If they don't want to take what you say, they simply don't. And you know why? Because they are sovereign in their reality, not you. And so, that's why I know that word, it's not my word. Oh, it has been. Believe me, I was one of them, of those that were saying, oh, how can you not see climate change is happening? You just have to go outside and just feel the temperatures. How can you miss it? Yeah, until the guides showed me that that was wrong. They showed me that the understanding that a theory is a theory and it's not a certain thing. I've seen in the media the assertion that the fact that, oh, every single scientist is agreeing in saying that this is happening. So it's not a theory, now it has become a proven thing. No, it isn't. Because you have scientists that do not agree with all other scientists. You may have the majority of the scientists saying a thing, you still don't have all the scientists saying the same thing. No. And there are scientists that are able to prove you with data the opposite of what the majority is saying. There is something wrong there. And when you are in that position where you see that happening, and how radical, how so one way of thinking becomes, and when people comes to you and say, why? You should see this. How can you deny this? You shouldn't think what you think. You have to think what I think. Well, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Because you cannot impose to me your way of thinking, as you cannot impose to me anything. No one can impose to anyone else anything. You can make all the law that you want. If I refuse, I refuse. And that's my right. And you cannot create any law that takes away from me that freedom. I am free. As you are. as everyone is. And so I'm very passionate about this because there is so much abuse of power, so much misunderstanding from people that are in power or people that have the platform to express themselves. And they may gain a huge following, but still they become preachers. They become people that are preaching, and they not preaching the right thing. Oh, it's right for them in their world. That's right, and that's okay. But as I said, it's not my word, and I am free to disagree, and I do disagree completely, because that is a dictatorship, and I can see what a dictatorship is. I have been probably, yeah, I have been in that place, but I was the one abusing power, not on earth. And I know that there is no good outcome in that earth as for freedom. It may look like that, but you don't solve our problems by creating a dictatorship. Because, as I said before, when you go there, you start a dictatorship and then you realize that, well, what is the common good? What is the less evil? There isn't a less evil. There isn't such a thing. If in order to go to what is your goal, you have to kill even just one person, well, your goal is wrong. And I know, no one dies. You cannot kill someone. But we are in third dimension and we are talking about your way of thinking. And your way of thinking is a way of thinking that when you kill someone is forever. So, when you kill someone, you think that you are eliminating them forever. So it means something to you. And that's why it's wrong. Because you believe that in killing that someone else, you're doing something. But as I said, we're not here to kill each other. Oh yes, we have to exit this plan of existence in one way or another, and we create it anyway. So it's not the ways of exiting that are missing. We have all of those. But what my message is really a message of passion. Act in your passion. Always be passionate of what you do. And remember that when you do that, when you act in that way, well, that's all you need to do. There is nothing else. Be passionate. Be your passion. What is the best thing in my passion that I can do next? What is my passion to do? And you do it at the best that you can. Every time that you can, you do it. And then be absolutely and hear the message of good news. Believe in the fact that we're doing it. Believe in the fact that you are not destroying the world. But here is the thing about that. If that's your strong belief that you are destroying the world, you may experience it. So it's not because you are destroying the world, because you cannot kill Gaia. You can kill no one. Gaia will still be there, not in your reality, but in everyone else's reality that don't believe like you. Gaia will be there, co-creating a better outcome. Why? Because other people are not limiting the outcome. You are, by having the belief that the outcome is going to be the destruction of Earth, you're limiting your choices, your outcomes. And I'm strongly believing that that is central in what is happening now. All this belief in destruction is what is bringing some people in that direction. We have to save the world, we have to save everyone else, even if they don't want to be saved, even if there is no one that we need to save, because no one needs saving. But you see, you create and they create their reality, so that's their world. It's not wrong. They're making an experience, not mine. There. Because I still and I will keep believing in the best outcome possible for all of us. I believe that that's the path we have taken. I need jumping. And doesn't mean that when you take the best path possible that you can see it. You may think that you are in the worst reality ever, but that's because sometimes in order to have a certain outcome, you have to have the impression that you are going backwards, so that then you can jump and arrive in a much better place. There are many contradictions, there are many things, but the belief in us, the belief in our creation, the belief that I am able to create the best reality for me, and that I do not need to have my ego interfering into something that my ego doesn't understand. Every time I allow my ego to mix up into something that my ego doesn't control, the outcome is, well, at the level of someone that doesn't control and doesn't understand what it's doing. My whole self, my whole being knows better. My creator, the creator that I am, knows better. And the creator that I am has been creating forever. I am separated. I am limited because I have the belief that I am limited. So that I believe that my creation has to be limited. If I let that limit create, well, I cannot expect great things. If I let my whole being, and I'm doing this on purpose, to have my balls speaking with me. If I let my whole self that has been, as I said, creating forever, well, the outcome cannot be bad, because my whole self knows how to create. It's just, the infinite against the limit. Yeah. All right. I've been a little bit passionate. It's that I'm sure that we have the potential. It's even not a potential. We simply Uh, Sorry. We simply are. Let me see what time. Mm, how long have I been speaking? Oh. Oh. Yeah, already 1 hour. um. And well, I've understood some time ago now that we are not all living on the same earth. We may think that we are. We may have. It may be the appearance that we are living in the same on the same earth. We are not. And I understood that because I've paid attention to the fact that in the divide that some country or some political spectrums have, left, right, and they have this way of looking at the other side, and very angry, very judgmental. Oh, you're stupid. How can you believe you were a liberal fucking idiot? You don't understand. And then the liberal says the same thing about the conservative, and I was there wondering, yeah, but wait a second, they are all correct in the sense that if you look into their reality, the way they perceive reality, that's their reality. That's how they create it. So they believe in what they say. They believe they are living what they are experiencing. So that's their belief. And when they look to the other side, well, they see something that doesn't correspond to their reality. So they say they're idiots. How can they not see? But still, each one of them has their reality, so they are not wrong. They are living in their reality. It's absolutely true. But it's not just their reality, they have their version of Earth. So they attract a truth that is limited to their beliefs system. You see? So they see what they want to see, they hear what they want to hear, they invite in their reality what they want to invite in. That corresponds to their beliefs. And there is nothing you can do. It's the way they see things. But that's where I say, not my earth. I have my vision. I have my reality. And I create it. And I do not accept in my reality someone that comes to me and says, you must do as I say. You must think as I say. Because I know better than you. Well, no, you don't. Absolutely no. You see, we build, yeah, it's that is going in the opposite direction of freedom. It's we are free. It's our belief system that creates the cages we are in. The limits we create for ourselves come from our belief system. So climate change is a belief system. It's a cage that has been created for some people, and these people are in that cage, and they can see only that they have invited in their reality. But that's their experience. That's what they live. That's not wrong. They need that experience. They want that experience. They have decided to have that experience. But then, what I'm saying is, all right, but that's your word. That's your creation. That's your belief. It's not mine. And you see, this is the difference. I've seen, I've been watching some Bashar videos and the Q&A. It's very interesting because you have people that go there with good intentions. Don't get me wrong. It's not wrong what they are doing, because it's very good. They give me an order, the opportunity to see them. So there is a learning process for me, for us, and for them, and Bashar, and everyone. But you see, when you have someone going there saying, how is it that people do not see climate change? How can they oppose climate change? How can I teach them? You can't. You can't. and you see, that's where you see the dictatorship that a certain way of thinking could create, because it's not different from what we already have. You see, I see them as the same energy as the energy of what we already have in power. They want to control. They want the power to control. Our power right now, our governments, that's what they do. They control. Oh, yeah, I know. They give you the impression that you're free. No. 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 You're not. Whether you are in the United States, whether you are in Switzerland, whether you are in France, whether you are in the UK, whether you are in Germany, no. And you are not more free than someone that is in Russia. And you don't have a democracy as you think you have. All is fake. In the sense that we are in a abuse of power, constant abuse of power, from those that have been put in power. A lot of them, that's what they do. And they are not doing their job. So you see, and not all of them, some of them, it's not always the same, but, and there are, and if that is true for some, you have those that are doing it. Remember, you cannot have just those that are not doing. You must have those that are doing. It's not possible in any other way. But what I'm trying to say is that the path to freedom, we haven't really taken it until recently. You think that in the 80s you were free? More free than now? No. You were slaves. And the enslavement program is real. And now we are in a moment where we can finally be free. Finally, we have freedom as something that we can have. But that takes one important step. Get rid of the old God. If someone looks like a jerk, it's a jerk. Get rid of them. Have the courage to see people for what they appear. Because when you have someone that say publicly that they have committed a crime, it means they have committed a crime. Ta-da! And it's very important that we finally take the right decision at the level of politics. Because, as I said, we have the opportunity to go to that freedom, to have that freedom that belongs to us. But what do we tend to do? What we have been programmed to do, which is to give away our power. Because in third dimension, our dimension, that's what power is. Power is something that you give. It's always giving. No one has power in third dimension. Our dimension is something that they have, that they possess. It's something that you give. You give your power away. It's your decision, it's your freedom to do it. But you don't limit yourself to give some power to someone else because it's in the moment that you need to give that power to them, because there is an outcome that you expect from the fact that you give your power to someone else. You give all of it to others and you expect an outcome, your outcome, by giving your power to someone else. And guess what? You don't have your outcome. And then you are surprised that you don't have your outcome when you give your power to someone else. Ha! Why should someone else do your job? Well, they don't. Because it's your job to have your power, to keep your power, and to do something with it. For you. Because guess what? You are the creator. And you keep giving it away. And you keep expecting an outcome from it. And then you get mad because you don't get your outcome. Never ever. And why should you have it? So, when you see a piece of shit, well, there is only one way to act with someone that is abusing power. It's to show them the door. You take your power back. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to fight them physically or whatever. You simply take your power back. Do you think that things are going to go wrong because you take your power back? No, absolutely not. It's impossible. It's impossible. No one knows better than you what to create in your reality. So when you have your power, when you keep your power and you create for yourself from your power being your possession, you cannot make it wrong. You think, though, because that's what you have been told all the time, that you need to give your power to someone else. Again, no. You are a creator. You are a God. So you don't need to give your power to someone else. But again, it's your choice. All that I say, all that I do, whatever it is, it's an offering. As I said before, concerning other people that comes out saying, how do I teach them? How do I impose my view to someone else? I don't. I don't impose to anyone anything. I share what I have to share because it's my passion. I love sharing. I love talking. I love what I'm doing here. It's my passion. So I'm acting from my passion. This is what I love. and and therefore you see, this is it. I express myself from my passion and my joy, and I say, great, this is amazing, that's the best way to go. But I'm not projecting any outcome from this. Why? Because I know that it's useless, nonsense, and whatever I could project, whatever I could imagine doing with this, I will just limit any outcome that could come from this. If there is any, maybe there is nothing, but who cares? Do I need anything? No. Except expressing my passion and my joy, and that's what exactly I'm doing. So that's all I need. And that's my expression of power, of freedom, of me, being me. And that's all I have to do. If you want to take what I expressed here, it's free to you. It's your decision. I don't care. It's not up to me to decide. It's up to you. And remember, that is not just here with this, it's with everything. What we have been taught is that you have to impose to others. If they don't see the light, you have to make them see the light. You have to take their heads and put your heads in the light until they accept it. Well, no. You can't. You accept the fact that your reality is not equal anyone's reality. Your reality is your reality. Everyone else's is their reality. They have their reality and they live in their reality. And that's the best outcome from them, because that's what they create for themselves. And who are you to decide that their reality is any less than yours? It's exactly as valuable as yours. There is nothing more valuable in the universe. Each one of us, we have an equal value in the universe. And when I say equal, I'm not talking about the bullshit of equality, of sexes, of whatever. That's just image. That's a third dimensional play that has no sense in any other dimension, because it doesn't make sense. How could we not be equal? We are equal. But we create an experience in third dimension, and that experience is our creation, and we create it based on our beliefs. And so that's all. Anyway, okay. I've said much more than what I expected to say, and much more come out. Okay, time to stop. Time to go. And to wish you an amazing moment. And I hope you had an amazing moment listening to me. And thank you to come and to connect with me and, well, to share with me. And I'm very happy to share with you. And yeah, thank you. And thank you to the guides. Thank you for the sound. Thank you to the crystal balls. Thank you to everyone. I love you. Bye bye.